Imagine for a moment a young musician stepping off stage after a performance. The initial roar of applause, a wave of warmth washing over them, a feeling of exhilarating triumph. Then, later, a quiet conversation overheard, a dismissive whisper from someone they admire, technically proficient but no soul. The sudden chill. Or perhaps a dedicated teacher, after a particularly challenging year, receiving an impassioned letter of gratitude from one student, only to find a scathing anonymous review from another. The whiplash. How many of us have felt that dizzying sensation, the swing from elation to despair, dictated by the ephemeral opinions of those around us? How do we navigate this tempest of external voices without losing our footing, without letting our sense of worth become a fragile leaf tossed by every breeze of approval or disapproval? This struggle is as old as humanity itself, and the ancient Stoics understood this fundamental human vulnerability with profound clarity. They saw how easily we become puppets to the shifting winds of external opinion. Philosophers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, they all pointed to the same liberating truth: praise and blame are fleeting. They are not reflections of an objective reality about your essence, but rather subjective judgments colored by the observer's own beliefs, moods, and experiences. They are echoes, not foundations. They are external, outside our control, and thus outside the realm of what truly matters for our inner peace and self-possession. Consider for a moment the nature of praise. It feels good, doesn't it? A warm embrace for our ego, a momentary validation. We often find ourselves unconsciously seeking it, tailoring our actions, our words, even our appearance to garner that positive feedback. But think, what if that praise is based on a misunderstanding of our motives? What if it's from someone whose judgment we don't truly respect? Or what if it's for something we didn't truly earn, but merely a superficial aspect of ourselves? If we inflate our sense of self based on such fleeting applause, what happens when the applause stops? We deflate. We become dependent, our inner state directly tied to the whims of others. Our worth becomes conditional. And criticism, it stings. It can feel like a direct assault on our identity, our efforts, even our character. Our first impulse might be to defend fiercely, to retaliate, or to shrink into ourselves, wounded and ashamed. We might replay the words endlessly, letting them burrow deep into our self-perception, convincing ourselves of their absolute truth. But just like praise, criticism too is often subjective, a projection. It may stem from another's biases, their limited understanding, their own insecurities or unresolved issues. Or perhaps, and this is where the profound power of Stoic discernment truly comes in, it might hold a grain of truth, a valuable insight wrapped in a harsh package. This is the Stoic art, listening with discernment. It's not about developing a thick skin and becoming impervious to all feedback. That would be indifference, a kind of unfeeling apathy, not wisdom. Instead, it's about filtering external input through the sieve of our own reason and values. When praise comes, accept it gracefully, perhaps even as a pleasant consequence of right action, but do not cling to it. Let it pass through you like water through cupped hands. Do not let it swell your head, because you know true satisfaction comes from the integrity of the act itself, from knowing you acted in accordance with your own highest values, not from the applause that follows. And when criticism arrives, pause. Before reacting, before letting that familiar knot tighten in your stomach, ask yourself, is this valid? Does it point to a flaw in my character that I have control over and that I genuinely wish to improve? Does it align with my own internal moral compass, my own standards for myself? If so, we acknowledge it, perhaps even silently thank the person for the challenging mirror they held up, and then we work on ourselves. We don't internalize it as a condemnation of our entire being. We see it as information, like a weather report. Interesting, possibly useful, but not defining who we are at our core. If, however, the criticism is unfounded, malicious, or simply a reflection of another's prejudice, then we let it go. We release it as if it were dust on our cloak, knowing it says more about the giver than the receiver. The danger lies not in the words themselves, but in our attachment to them. If we crave praise, we will constantly seek approval, perhaps sacrificing our integrity for popularity, our truth for acceptance. If we fear criticism, we will shy away from taking necessary risks, from speaking our truth, from living authentically in a way that truly serves us and others. We become timid, paralyzed by the potential judgment, living a life smaller than we are meant to be. The Stoic path is one of profound inner freedom. It's about knowing your internal compass. It's about recognizing that your worth is not a fragile thing to be propped up by external opinions, nor can it shatter them. It is an intrinsic quality, an inner light derived from your choices, your virtues, your commitment to living a life of purpose and integrity, regardless of whether others applaud or condemn. To remain unshaken, then, is to cultivate an inner fortress. It means focusing on what is within your control, your thoughts, your actions, your character. It means understanding that praise and blame are merely sounds in the air, vibrations that may tickle your ears or cause a fleeting shiver, but which cannot touch the unassailable core of who you are. When the tide of public opinion swells, remember, you are the lighthouse, not the boat tossed by the waves. Your light comes from within. Let others offer their fleeting observations, but let your worth be defined by your own unwavering commitment to virtue, to reason, and to an inner life well lived. This journey of self-possession is a continuous one. We'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you practice remaining unshaken in the face of praise or criticism? Share your insights in the comments below. If this reflection resonated with you, consider subscribing or sharing this with someone who might find it helpful. Until next time, keep cultivating that inner stillness, that unshakable core.